and be speaking English class. Hey English learners, welcome back to the NHถี่podcast, your go-to podcast for learning English and improving your life. I'm Aaron, and I'm Evan. How is it going, Aaron? Pretty good. How was your weekend? Oh, was real great. You know, I went to this cafe in town. You know, the one with those beauty grassy and cozy atmosphere. It's where it just flow. What's the worst? Oh, I forgot. Oh no. Come on, you got this. I got the word talking about here. It's a fancy word. It means something really beautiful and special, like the whole vibe that place delicate, refined, and kind of perfect. Could you be elegant? Close, but more elevated. Like something rare and almost too good to be true. What about luxurious? Not quite. It's softer, no more poetic. A word you use to describe experience that feels like a masterpiece. Wait, exquisite. Yes, that's it, exquisite. I knew it starts with an E. That's the perfect word a cafe. The pastries, the atmospheres, is totally exquisite. Exactly. I really want to use that word that sounds all fancy and every, but nope, brain freeze. Well, you got it eventually. And actually, that's a great lead in today's topic. How to make sure words like excuses don't just slip out on your memory. Perfect. Let's break it down. Oh, and before we dive in all the strategies for remembering new words, we got something special for you. Yes, we created a free PDF guide that's go episode. It's packed with all the key points discussed today. It's comprehensive rap exercise to help you practice unlock what you learn. And trust me, you don't want to miss it out. It's like having a mini workbook to boost your vocabulary skills. You can download on the link in the description. Exactly. Use this to follow along and practice the strategies we're about to share. Alright, let's get started. First, let's talk about why it's so easy to forget new words and how we can stop that happening. Well, it's all about how memory works. Think of your brain as a leaky bucket. Every time you learn something new, it gets added to the bucket. But unless you reinforce it, the information starts leaking out pretty quickly. So that's why words so disappear just few after learning. Exactly. This is called the forgetting curve. She shows forgets almost 80% of information within 24 hours if we don't review it. That's why reading a word once is not enough to make it stick. Wow, 80%. So how do we stop a leaking bucket? By using specific strategies to pass the bucket. Let's break them down one by one. Ooh, Chef's lines were about unlock some memory superpowers. The first and most powerful strategy is to make words personal. Our brains are great to remember things that matter to us, but not so great holding your own random facts. The trick is to connect each new word to your life in a meaningful way. Totally. I often forget the word exquisite because it's linked to the cafe I went to. Every time I place, the words press right into mine. Exactly. I have the same experience the word nostalgia. When I learned it, I immediately thought of summers of a grandma's house, riding bikes, eating ice creams, and watching the sunsets from the porch. Now, every time I hear nostalgia, its memories play a movie in my head. That's so smart. So instead of memorizing words mechanically, we should try to create emotional connections or memories around them. Exactly. It turns the words into something personal, which makes it stick much better. Next time you learn a new word, ask yourself, how does this word relate to my life? What personal story experience could I attach to it? Right? It's like giving each word its own little memory hook. Exactly. And if you want to take it any further, the second strategy is to create visual associations. Our brains love pictures. If you can turn it into a mental image, it's way easier to remember. So, like in a microculture in your head? Exactly. Here's an example. When I learned the word "champion" in Purdue, it was mean a happy accident. I imagined myself walking through a park and randomly finding a $20 bill on the ground. That image stuck, and now I never forget the meaning of serendipity. That's really smart. For the word lavish, which means rich or luxurious, I could picture a massive banquet table overflowing with golden plated, exotic fruit, and candles everywhere. Yeah, the sillier and more vivid, the better. Another example, when I learned meticulous, which means being very careful and precise, I picture a jeweler carefully setting my diamond in a ring. It's such a detailed task, and that image having a lot in work. Okay, so the key is create strong mental pictures that friendly, surprising, or super details. Got it. And the next strategy is stimulus, but also the most important. Practice, practice, practice. It's like planting the seed. If you don't water right away, it won't grow. That's so true. I noticed when I use words or conservations right after learning it, I remember it much better. But it just reads once and move on. It's gone the next day. Exactly. When I learned in peculiars, which means strange or unusual, I made it a point to use at least 3 times that week. I told my friends that a peculiar outfit you're wearing. Then I used it in a sentence while journaling and mentioned in a group chat. After that, it became a vocabulary for good. So the idea is practice in real situation as soon as possible, right? Yes. And even if you can't find someone to talk to, you can practice by writing sentences in journal or saying the words out loud to yourself. The key is to use multiple channels and different ways. The more you practice, the stronger your memory becomes. It's like building a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it gets. Exactly. And with these strategies, making words personal, creating visualizations, and practicing, you have established foundations for unlocking a new word you learn. So, the next strategy is like science experience. Auto recall and spaced repetition. What the deal with that? Brain training? Suffer. Think of your brain like a muscle. The more you work it out, the stronger it gets. Active recall is like doing memory push-up. Instead of passively and reading the words over and over, you close the books and force your brain recall its memory. Oh, it's not about cramming, it's about testing yourself regularly? Exactly. Studies show that testing yourself is one of the best ways to remember something long term. Even if you struggle to recall it at first, as struggle is one strengthens memories. So, particular, instead of just reading it 10 times, I should close the book and ask myself, what does meticulous mean again? If I get it right, boom, strongest memory. Yes, and that's just one part. The other part is basic repetitions. It's all about timing. You don't want to review the words every 5 minutes. You want to space out your reviews, like once today, and then again in 2 days, and then a week later. Also, it's like watering a plant. You can't drown in every day. You need to water it just enough and give it time to grow. Perfect metaphor. Spaced repetitions catch your brains right before it's about forget the word, locking into the long-term memory. Apps like Inky or Quizlet make it super easy to do. Those apps are lifesavers. It's like having a personal trainer for your memory. Exactly. Next strategies, learn words in context. This is the big one. Memorizing words isolations is like trying to remember puzzle pieces without seeing full picture. Right. It's like trying to remember random ingredients without knowing the recipe you're making. Exactly. When you learn words in context, you see how they behave, and that makes them stick better. Take your words and phrases. For example, if you just memorize a definition, extremely cold, you might forget it. Maybe you see it in senses like, the wind was so frigid it feels like my face entered the article. It's paint a vivid picture in your mind. I've been there. It's frigid when it's no joke. What about peculiar? It's much easier to remember if you use it in senses like, he have a particular habit of serious with a fork. Ha 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 ha. That's a great example. Context words are not gymnastics and prostrate is easier to recall because you connect them to real life situations, like feeling nostalgic and looking old photos and describing a friend's fashion style for sophisticated. So the key is to use words in full sentences or stories. That way, they're not just flowing around in my brain like loose coins. Exactly. And if you read books or watch TV shows in English, you start picking up the words naturally in context without even realizing it. Oh, that's great tip. Totally. And now for my favorite strategies, teaching. If you want to remember a word forever, teach it someone else. Oh, I heard that before. Why does it work? Because teaching forces you to explain the words in your own way, which strengthens the memory. Last, quảng cáo. You repeat it multiple times explaining it, which reinforces it even more. So it's like building a roadmap for the words in your brain. If you're teaching it, you have a take a signature route, which help you really understand it. Exactly. Here an example. When I explained the words the first to my little cousins, I said, it's that feeling you get when you're running late and can't find keys your phone. Now, every time I hear frustrated, I think of the chaotic morning scene and remember the words perfectly. That's a good one. I explain charming cynics by saying it's like describing someone who's naturally pleasant and make you smile. Like a barista who are give me an extra cookie. Ha ha ha. Yes. Teachings make you a better learner and help someone else too. So, the next time you learn a word, find a friend, sibling, or even your dog and explain to them. My dog about in vocabulary lessons of his life. Poor dog, he is about to become bilingual. Alright, so to sum up, much more personal, realize visual associations, practice often, learn under context, and teach them to someone else. If you use these strategies, your vocabulary is going to grow faster in my weekend to-do list. Haha, exactly. And remember, it's not about learning hundreds of words in one day. It's about making each word stick like glue. Speaking of words, you use some really interesting ones to these episodes, right? Some of them pretty fancy though. Yep, words like exclusive and meticulous definitely sounds impressive, but only if you actually remember how to use them. Exactly. And to make sure you do, we got challenge here to break them down by one. Should give them meanings and examples so you can confidently use them in your own conversations. Take it away, Charlotte. Thanks, Ernest and an event. Hi, everyone. Let's break down words from today's episode you can start using in daily conversations. Here we go. Exquisite, meaning beautiful, elegance or finely details. Example. This one is expresses many gourmet dishes. This word is perfect when you want to describe something truly special, like a beautifully crafted cake, an elegant piece of jewelry. Frigid, meaning extremely cold. Example, the weather is so frigid that we had to stay indoors all days. It's raining harsh weather. It's for instance just staying cold. Serendipity, a happy accident or pleasant surprise. Example, it's a personality that I ran into the old friend at the airport. This is one of my favorite words. It makes any confidence sound magical. Meticulous, extremely careful and precise. Example, she's meticulous about organizing her workspace. If you know someone who pays close attention and reads details, this is the perfect word to describe them. Peculiar, meaning strange or unusual. Example, He has a peculiar habit of eating pizzas with a fork. Peculiar can sound little playful or mysterious. It depends on how you use it. Lavish, meaning rich, luxurious, or extravagant. Example: the party was a lavish affair with golden decorations and gourmet food. Example: laughing words. Nostalgic, meaning sentimental longing with the past. Example: looking at my old school photo always make me on. It's the perfect words. It feels a little emotional, remember good times from the past. Sophisticated, meaning elegant, refined, or well educated. Example: her outfit so sophisticated, it looked like something out of a fashion magazine. Uses word when you describe someone or something with class and style. Fluster, meaning nervous and confused. Example: I always get flustered when I can't find my phone while running late. It's like losing your keys and passwords possible, right? Charming, meaning that's an attractive. Example: a little bookstore was so charming I didn't want to leave. This is a sweet way to describe someone, something, smile, a cozy cafe, a friendly neighbor. And there you have it. 10 fantastic words you can start by using today. Try them out in your conversations and see how many you can remember. Thanks, Charlotte. Those were spot on. Alright, that's it for today's episode. We hope you had fun and learned something new. Don't forget to grab free PDF for extra practice. It's packed with all the tips discussed today. Until next time, keep learning, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next episode of the English Lit podcast.